What is up, all of you Ugnaughts and Jawas out there, and welcome back. Return of the Talk is activated. We're back, boys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I don't know what to say. I'm so excited. Back with me, DJ Foster, Rebel Scum Texan on Twitter. How's it been? What's up?
First of all, I have to say this. Clearly, we've got some new music up here at the top of the show.
There you go.
I reached out to a buddy of mine named Jonathan Hare, and a fantastic electric guitarist. I said, hey, man, can you take our show, like our song, and just beef it up? And he was like, I got you.
Say less. Say less.
So I sent it over to him, and he absolutely nailed it. I am so thrilled. And I told him, you will get credit until there is no credit left to give on this thing, man. And I'm super stoked and about that specifically. And the fact that we didn't, use it Tuesday, I was like, ooh, no, like Thursday's already going to be a good show because we'll get to that. But yeah. I was like, you know what? When we have that music playing, people are going to be pumped as I am. So
yeah, no,
anyway,
life's
good.
We were I was jamming as it was going. I'm excited to talk with you guys, but yeah, it's so good that I could have just let that loop over and over for this entire hour of a stream. But hey, it is
1 hour of Mando Talk theme.
Yeah, but I do want to say this. What's up to RFB, Rural Farm Boy? It's good to see you again. Miss Sunflower, Blue Harvest Bricks. Let's go. I'm so thrilled to have you guys back.
Suspects.
And listen, we thought we were going to do a discussion leading up to this focused on, okay, what's coming next? Here's all the news, the recent developments on all of the stuff that we're supposed to be getting in this year. We thought that would be a good transition away from Boba Fett. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Lucasfilm and Star Wars decided, look, Mando Talk is coming back, so we got to drop Obi-Wan Kenobi images. We got to drop teaser trailers. They know about the talk, boys and girls. It's awesome. We have so much Kenobi stuff that we're going to talk about, so we are going to shelve the whole, Andor, Bad Batch, Mando 3. We're not even going to worry about that stuff right now. For this week, at least, we might come back to those things and have that discussion eventually. But we are specifically going to talk Kenobi. So hopefully you are ready to go. Drop your thoughts on the trailer in the chat, and we will read them whenever we get to that moment. But I did want to lead the show off by doing a quick Obi-Wan Kenobi news and rumor rundown before we actually get into the legitimate images and trailers. So just real quickly, and then I can pass it back to you, DJ, to maybe just speak on some of these that maybe we just haven't had an opportunity to speak on. First of all, when we were gone, the official announcement with that gorgeous poster was made that the series will be, in fact, be releasing on May 25th, which is the 45th anniversary of the original Star Wars, of course, now known as A New Hope. Rumors for a while, and from Bespin Bulletin, was that Rubert Friend would be playing the Grand Inquisitor, and we got confirmation of that in this trailer from yesterday, so that was great. Jimmy Smits will be rumored to be reprising the role of Bail Organa. This is from Making Star Wars. Then we have the crazy online rumor and possibility of maybe Leia showing up, even Qui-Gon Jinn potentially showing up, and also, this is a big deal too, John Williams has composed a theme for the series, and that source is Variety, so that is absolutely legit gonna happen. That's all of just the news and rumor rundown that I real quickly wanted to make all of our audience listeners aware, because maybe not all of our listeners are just on Star Wars online all the time. Maybe they get it from us. So there's the news rundown. DJ, any thoughts on all that stuff?
So, I mean, every time something came out over our break, I was like, I can't believe all this stuff is coming, to the point that I was like, I've got to get away from the rumors for a minute because they were coming so frequently. And I think I got away from the rumors a little too late because I haven't seen another one like this since then. And that all of these things that you just ran down were reasons I was like, okay, I'm going to avoid some of these for a little while. But I will say this, it's nice that that first poster that we got, gorgeous. It was great. In fact, I was watching some of Mandalorian season 2 today and yesterday, and there's a shot of of Mando kind of just walking through the Tatooine desert.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at it and I thought, you know what? That may be where they got this shot for the poster. It was the second episode after the crate dragon. And, he's kind of walking, and I was like, that looks like just like that shot. Oh, I take it back. It was the episode with the crate dragon, and it wasn't Mando. It was Cobb Vanth when he's stumbling through the desert, all, he's all whatever, and then he finds the Jawas. I was looking at that. I was like, that looks like that shot.
Yeah.
And as that happened, I thought, well, you know what? Deborah Chow was testing, Ewan's outfits and costumes on the set of Mando 2. So it's very possible that was one of those days. That's just a little, personal theory I have. Maybe when the gallery episodes finally drop, we'll see what, they say on that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But John Williams is the biggest one here.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
That's massive. That's massive.
and last time we heard in 2019, it was going to be his last outing with Star Wars with Rise of Skywalker, and which is so unfortunate. I hate to say this, but that's the most underwhelming of all of of any Star Wars movie. That's the most to me, that's the most underwhelming soundtrack. So the fact that he's come back to do Obi-Wan, it's like, John Williams, you are the man. And it makes my heart soar with the eagle's nest, as Michael Scott once said. So there's that. And I'll save the Qui-Gon Jinn appearance for in a little bit, because one of these EW first looks reminds me of something Qui-Gon-esque, and I want to talk about that when we get to it. So
big facts.
Other than that, man, yeah, I think we're on the same page. I think all of us are listening are probably on the same page right now. But regardless, it's been a fun day and a half, 2 days, I guess now.
Oh gosh, man, it's been crazy. It's been absolutely crazy. I mean, so what happened? Yes, it was yesterday, right? Yeah, it was yesterday. It's just been a rush. It's been a rush. They legitimately released they made the Twitter account, the Instagram account live. The at Obi-Wan Kenobi, go follow it if you haven't. They made it live early in the morning. Then next thing you know, you start reading and everybody starts reporting. Don't forget, today is Disney's shareholder meeting, so it'd be a good day to release some stuff. Then EW starts releasing all of these images, and then next thing you know it, a teaser trailer's out. So yeah, it's been an absolutely crazy past 24 plus hours at this point.
I gotta say this though, I don't know, amidst all of the Obi-Wan Kenobi stuff, they dropped a first look of Tom Hanks's Geppetto in the live action Pinocchio, and I saw that like on a couple of Disney Plus account things, and I was like, what? I was just laughing because I was like, Obi-Wan Kenobi, also Tom Hanks, it was so funny. And that image on the Disney Plus Twitter account, when I saw it, only had like 15,000 likes. Go to Star Wars' account for the Kenobi trailer, and it's like 1.5 million views.
Oh, yeah.
And more than that by now.
Oh, I mean, people are itching for this thing, and I love to see it. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Let's start our breakdown analysis here. We're going to start by just taking a look at, we're going to go in order of when we got stuff. We're going to take a look at Entertainment Weekly first look images first, and I actually took like the details that it gave in the article with each image, and to set up the conversation, I do feel like it's kind of necessary to read those, because I think it gives a clue and a hint at what we might be able to expect plot-wise with these certain images that are released. So let's go ahead and do this. And I see Ryan V has made his way into the chat saying, "The Inquisitors," in all caps. Let's go. And then he also says, "The best Star Wars trailer we've ever gotten."
Ooh, I don't know, man.
That might be a fair enough take that we need to have at a later date.
That would be a good debate episode, though. That'd be a good episode just to go back and review the first trailers for each project.
Yeah.
And just rank those.
Absolutely.
I would enjoy that, actually. I would really much enjoy that.
Ryan, you may have sparked something there. You may have sparked an idea.
Future Mando Talk episode.
Okay, the first image that we have to discuss is just the magazine cover, first and foremost. EW has the full scoop on Disney Plus's Obi-Wan Kenobi, including the exclusive first episodic images, showing not only the return of McGregor as Kenobi, but also Joel Edgerton as Uncle Owen. We also have your first look at the franchise's fearsome new villain in the form of relentless Inquisitor named Reva. Is it Reva? Do we know?
I mean, if you go with the general pronunciation of certain Star Wars names, Reva sounds right to me because it's very, very close to Revan.
Yeah, that's probably a good call.
But phonetically, it's probably Reva.
Okay. Well, DJ, overall thoughts on just the magazine cover?
So I saw it, and immediately all of the memes where people are hanging up pictures of Ewan McGregor in their houses as Jesus came to mind, because I was like, it looked like Jesus. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Fun. Jesus wasn't white, by the way, but we don't have to talk about that. It made me laugh, first of all. Then secondly, it got shared everywhere, like immediately. Even I made my own version of it and shared it. And then I gave that to Caleb, and I think you shared it. It just,
for sure,
everybody used it. And then next thing we knew, it was, here's an image. Wait, there's 8 of these. And then today with the Vader drop,
gosh.
I mean, that was something too. And
that made the cut. That made the. We're talking about it in the images.
Then I won't get to it just yet. But as a whole, the cover, it looked beautiful. The lightsaber. I got my episode 1 Obi-Wan lightsaber behind me tonight. Even though that is the episode 3,
nice.
episode 4 Obi-Wan in the magazine cover. But it's just too cool just to see Ewan McGregor holding an actual lightsaber. Just like. I couldn't ask for anything better.
Absolutely stunning. The twin suns in the background. I would love this image without the whole Entertainment Weekly and all the text and everything. I would just love the image itself. One thing
phone background.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I do want to mention before we go into our next image here and start digging in. I don't know. This might just be. I feel like this is right, but I might just be completely way off based here. But in the quote here, it says. Including the exclusive first episodic images. Does that mean all of these images are just from the first episode? Because that's what I was thinking.
That's how I took it.
Okay. And I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one that thought that.
I took it that way because nothing there really seems like there's any story happening other than really Reva and Edgerton. Just watching Uncle Owen interact with an Inquisitor is already like, what? That already changed episode 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Or it adds to it, I guess, depending on how you look at it. But regardless, I would say that that's the first episode.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then hey, it looks like it's going to be a jam-packed premiere episode. Let's go. Miss Sunflower in the chat says it will be the last physical print of Entertainment Weekly. I did read that they're ending with a bang on that as far as just doing physical releases. I'm going to try to get my hands on it because
same.
I'm sure it'll be worth something maybe one day. So hey, let's get it. Okay, let's get into our second image. And its title was Trouble Around Every Corner. Again, I'll read the text. It says, what kind of Obi-Wan Kenobi will we meet in Obi-Wan Kenobi? Says star Ewan McGregor. We find Obi-Wan at the beginning of our story rather broken and faithless and beaten, somewhat given up. Not surprised by that analysis there. I kind of feel like that would just be the natural progression for our main character. What do you think, DJ?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, just based on a handful of facts, we're at least 10 years removed from episode 3. I can imagine, being on your own enough. Like if you look at like people who were survivors of people who were stranded on deserted islands and found, or escaped the island or whatever, they're different after they come back. And that has a lot to do with the fact that they were alone. And the psyche that Obi-Wan would have gone through to be alone for that amount of time would be rough.
Yeah.
Even as a Jedi, I mean, if you just look at like Jedi Fallen Order, Cal Kestis had a rough time. Kanan Jarrus even said he had a rough time during that time before he found Hera. And so there's a lot of baggage, and Obi-Wan's going to have the most baggage. I'm sorry. I mean, he's going to have more baggage than anybody else probably, from the Jedi, aside from maybe Yoda, because he just I don't even know how else to put it. I get all of that from this image. I mean, that's just to say that I get all of that from this one image.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, the quote as far as him saying faithless, that immediately makes me think of the first lines that he says in the trailer that we ended up getting, as far as him saying, the fight is done, we lost, we're defeated. Like, I don't really know what else you want me to believe in as far as just making sure that Luke is safe. So, hey,
yeah,
I can't wait to kind of see that turn, though, because I'm sure it's going to get to that point where he's rejuvenated again. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, next image. Inquisitive minds want to know. As the Force-sensitive Inquisitor Reva, Moses Ingram will prove a formidable new foe as she seeks out Jedi in hiding for the Empire. Director Deborah Chow and writer Joby Harold described the character as ruthlessly ambitious. First of all, the character description of Reva sounds fantastic. This is a great addition to the Inquisitor lineup that we already have. She looks the part. Physicality looks the part as well. Just all of it. I'm really digging this look. I had a question in here. This was just from when we first saw the images and didn't see the trailer. I put in there any indication of what styled lightsaber we can expect from this. But of course, we did end up getting the trailer where it looks single-bladed, but you never know. Something might shoot out the other end. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. What do you think of this first image of Reva?
I am incredibly underwhelmed.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's Star Wars, so like, do your Sith better. I'm just,
Is she Sith though?
Well, she's an Inquisitor.
No, I get you.
So, I mean, close enough, but I don't know, man. Even the trailer for me, I'm not threatened by her.
Really?
I'm really not. I mean, it's not like the first time we saw Kylo Ren.
Sure,
and even Kylo Ren, and before someone comes at me like, well, it's because it's a woman and it's not a man. That's not at all the case. First time I saw that trailer from Force Awakens and Kylo Ren whipped out the crossguard lightsaber, I didn't know that was a man, but I was intimidated because it was this dark figure. And this here is still somebody dressed in dark clothing. I'm just, as of right now, I don't feel threatened at all by this, other than there's a shot of her looking at Uncle Owen.
Yes, yeah,
that's about the only time I'm like, okay, things are gonna get kind of real, but they better make sure her character is like mean. That's where I'm at.
I can see where you're coming from with that. I think maybe what makes me even more so appreciative of the look in the character so far is the fact, and we'll get to it when we get to the trailer, but this person just hanging in the streets of Tatooine.
That's a Jedi.
Really? Is it? That's just your prediction?
I'm convinced.
Okay, no, I got you.
The way that I know we're going to get to the trailer in a minute, but seeing the feet dangle, there's no way that's not a Jedi.
Absolutely. I can see that. Miss Sunflower and RFB are saying that this is the third sister. I didn't know that, so that's good information. I appreciate those of you throwing that in there. Miss Sunflower says, I wish she has a helmet. Yeah, maybe she does. Maybe they just haven't revealed it yet, but I'm kind of leaning toward that she actually doesn't. But we'll see. And then Blue Harvest Bricks, great point here. New Inquisitor introduced to die at the hands of Kenobi. And that's actually one thing that of what we've been given so far that I guess if I had a issue with, it's the fact that most of these characters, except Reva, we know live. They're going to survive this series. Like Grand Inquisitor, Fifth Brother, Obi-Wan, Uncle Owen, we know that they're making it out of this thing alive because we see where their story comes to an end elsewhere. So that's a great yet simple point there, Blue Harvest Bricks. Somebody always tells me this great advice: keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. Hey, and it makes sense. Yep. Okay, next up. Where are we at? Image number 4, and this is the image, DJ, that I'm sure you're excited to discuss here. Caving in. McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi is a master Jedi and a master of decluttering, as evidenced by his sparse dwelling on Tatooine, where he has set up shop to watch over a young Luke Skywalker. My question, and I'm sure my answer to this question is the same as DJ, so I'm not even going to answer. I'm going to pass it right back to you, was this. Immediate thoughts when seeing this image. What you got?
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yep.
I mean, and I think everybody went there because, first of all, it is a very blue environment. It's a cave, and if you take just those two things alone, blue to a degree equals Force Ghost, and a cave always in Star Wars up to this point equals some sort of a trial. Empire Strikes Back, you have Luke and Vader, fighting it out in a cave, and Yoda's like, remember your failure in the cave. And then who shows up like 2 seconds later? It's Obi-Wan, Force Ghost. And then get to episode 8, The Last Jedi, Rey has her own cave experience, if you will. And it's similar here with Obi-Wan. He's kind of, I guess, setting the standard for what would become a chronological sense of things. And this to me just screams, this is where we get to see Qui-Gon or hear him at the very least. But I think we have a missed opportunity here if Qui-Gon Jinn does not show up.
Sure, absolutely. And it doesn't have to be necessarily this shot that this image was made, but I feel like this setting would definitely be the spot where if Qui-Gon Jinn is going to make an appearance, it'd be a great setting to do it in. Now, are we left to assume that this is where he's living, potentially?
I honestly hope not, because Obi-Wan does not seem... well, you know what? I take it back, because when you think about a Jedi don't have possessions outside of their lightsaber. I mean, they have a dwelling place. They live in the temple, and I imagine they have private quarters. In fact, I know they do, because we see that all throughout Clone Wars and even in episodes 2 and 3 with Yoda. So I will go as far as to say is Obi-Wan has yet to come around to possessing anything besides his Eopie, his space camel. So I don't know. I'm going to go with, that's where he's living for now.
For now, at least.
Yeah, I think by the time we get to the end of June or whenever this show finally ends, he's going to have his hut that we see in episode 4.
Yeah, and I think that'd be a good transition if, in fact, this is a limited series, even though Kathy Kennedy is speaking like the possibility they're leaving it open. So it's probably going to be one of those shows where it comes to a natural conclusion and could end there if it needed to, but a story could continue if they absolutely wanted to. Just like Revenge of the Sith. I mean, the ending for Kenobi in Revenge of the Sith is perfect. Like you don't this story that we're getting isn't absolutely necessary. But hey, we'll take it. We'll definitely take it.
It wasn't planned either. This was not something that Lucas ever planned. He never said, "Oh yeah, in 10 years I'll have Ewan come back and we'll do, our version with, Obi-Wan." But here we are.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, next image, On the Hunt. They share a common dark side goal. So this is Moses Ingram speaking of her character, Reva. They share a common dark side goal, Ingram says, about the villainous trio of Reva, the Grand Inquisitor, and Darth Vader. They're on the same team. As for what stands out most to Ingram about her big bad, it's all heart. For some reason, I overlooked that last part there. It's all heart for the first time that I saw it. I'm wondering if there's some personal connection she has to Kenobi specifically, like almost them kind of borrowing from this like Asajj Ventress kind of concept at least. That'd be a kind of an interesting thing to tug on. Maybe I'm analyzing that a little bit too much, but hey, again, first time we saw this image and these details, I put in the notes that we did get confirmation right there that the Grand Inquisitor is going to be in it, and of course we've got that confirmed at this point. But then my question here that I have is indicator of Vader's role. Like so far, until today, we got an image. But so far, it's been Reva and Grand Inquisitor and the fifth brother that have led so far with the marketing that we've gotten as far as the main villain. So any indicator of what Vader's going to be doing with this character from you, DJ?
I know somebody previously said they think that Obi-Wan will kill Reva.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no, she's gonna die at the hands of Vader.
I like that more. That more
because Vader. Listen, it's Darth Vader, and if he doesn't, and Hayden today in that article said something about how it's going to be a lot like the Rogue One Vader, you know, and those weren't his words. I'm just kind of summarizing here, but how do you one up Vader from Rogue One? It's really hard. Let's just be honest. It's really hard.
It is. That's a high set bar.
And the only way I can see this going down is, okay, he fights Obi-Wan. That's one way to one up it. But what's another way? Mm-hmm. You're going to have him off one of his own, I guess not Sith, but Sith, it's just, that's the way I see that going. So I don't know if that answers the question necessarily. I don't see really a whole lot happening with this character. The connection to Obi-Wan, I guess we could get a flashback and he's like, has a chance to help out a Jedi. And she's like, you're a Jedi. And he's like, no, I'm not, I don't know.
I'm not.
No, I'm not. I mean, I have no idea. I could see them. And that's what turns her to the dark side. I mean,
yeah,
that's a petty reason to go to the dark side. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not floored by this character right now.
Okay.
I'm just,
Fair enough. Miss Sunflower says, I think she blames the Jedi for turning into an Inquisitor. Hey, I could see that. Maybe something happened with the Jedi in the past, and that's what made her go on this Inquisitor path. Potentially.
Sure.
Potentially.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, next image. Life in the slow lane. We all know how Obi-Wan feels about flying. The Jedi prefers to travel by more primitive means, like his Eopie, whenever possible. Not much to take from this image, other than, I guess, the question that I have is this the same one?
I hope it is. And listen, there's not much to talk about. Are you kidding?
What do you mean? Okay, bring it to me. Give it to me. Lay it on me. Let's go.
First of all, we got our first appearance of this particular animal in Phantom Menace. Okay.
Yeah.
It farted on Jar Jar Binks.
True. Best Star Wars content ever.
Ever, and we get P-Usa from that. I mean, come on. Thank you, Eopie. Secondly, Obi-Wan is feeding the Eopie. Listen, if there's one animal in Star Wars I could feed besides the Sarlacc or maybe the Rancor,
I mean, you would be the Rancor's feed. You would.
That's true. That's 100% true. But I'll feed the Rancor the Eopie. No, I'm just seeing this Eopie made me just my heart was just on fire. It's just little thing. I like weird stuff about Star Wars, and little prequel things like this get my heart racing.
Right.
So for me to see an Eopie already is like, oh my gosh, it's an Eopie. Secondly, that thing does not look CGI. It looks like a puppet. So if they puppeted an Eopie, come on. I'm just excited. I love puppets in Star Wars, man. It just it gets me so excited.
Hey,
so
fair enough.
I could talk about the Eopie for a minute, but because we have a couple more images and a whole trailer to discuss,
sure.
Let's go ahead and move on. Unless Caleb, there's something else you want to not say about the Eopie.
No, I'll choose to not say anything. Moving on.
Moving on.
No. I mean, it's a great image. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I meant. But hey, DJ, you're more analytical with that kind of stuff.
I just love the
there you go. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Give me an Eopie. I'll trade my car in for an Eopie today.
Oh man, that would turn my trek into a day-long event.
It'd be a blast for me. I would just be like, what are you riding? I'm riding my own Eopie. Get out of here with your Ford F-150. Okay.
Saving the environment. Let's go.
One Eopie at a time.
All right, making him cry uncle is our next image. Joel Edgerton is back as Uncle Owen, and we don't necessarily like his odds in a face-off with Reva. Yes, we do, because we know he survives. Anyway, but as a wise smuggler once noted, never tell me the odds. Thank you, George, for casting Joel Edgerton as Uncle Owen, laughs director Deborah Chow. That's all I can say. Something I put here in the notes. For some reason, her saying that makes me expect that Edgerton's going to deliver an incredible acting performance. I feel like just from this quote, my current prediction with this guy is that it's going to be the best acting scene in the entire thing. Other than maybe the emotions between Ewan and Hayden bouncing back and forth.
That's fair.
I think Joel Edgerton is going to over-deliver, and we're going to be very thrilled with him being back.
Absolutely. I mean, Joel Edgerton actually credits, I've read an article years ago where he credits being in Star Wars the thing that actually helped him get into the public eye and become really an A-list actor. And some of you may not consider him an A-list. I do, because Joel Edgerton is phenomenal. Let's also not forget that his brother was the stunt double for Ewan McGregor on episodes 2 and 3. So there's that as well. So the Edgerton brothers worked together on a movie. So there's that. But also I love Joel Edgerton as an actor. My favorite movie I've seen him in is Warrior. And if you haven't seen Warrior, it's him and Tom Hardy and Nick Nolte. And guys, such a beautiful, beautiful movie. Very emotional movie. So if you want to get an idea of what Joel Edgerton is going to bring to this in an emotional sense and the acting chops, watch any part of Warrior for sure. He's a phenomenal actor. And I think you're right, Caleb. I mean, he is going to bring something to this role of Uncle Owen that we didn't get in episode 2 and I guess 3, and we didn't get in episode 4. And we're going to see this jaded man kind of come to the forefront.
I can't wait. I think this, I mean, he's not a sleeper for me, but for people outside of the Star Wars lane and that are just going into this to watch Kenobi, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised by what Uncle Owen brings to the table in this show.
For sure.
Image number 8, Cloak and Saber. McGregor is all cloaked up again as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's got places to go, like the new planet of Daiyu, which sort of has a Hong Kong feel to it, says writer Joby Harold. It's got a graffiti-ridden nightlife and is kind of edgy. It's just got a different lane and a different feeling. And I don't know why I asked this question. This is 100%. He is on that new planet of Daiyu in this image. We've seen more of that now with the trailers. It seems like it's going to be a very prominent location. But again, we got to go back to this idea of, in the Entertainment Weekly article, it says these are from the first episode of this show. So who knows how long we'll spend on this place. But what do you think of this image and of this planet so far?
Great image. They needed to show Obi-Wan off of Tatooine. They did, because I remember when the Obi-Wan movie was announced several years ago. I remember talking to my dad, and my dad's like, "That's dumb. I don't want to watch Obi-Wan moping around the desert for an hour, 2 hours." And I was like, "Yeah, but they'd get him off planet." And he'd be like, "Why? His whole purpose is to protect Luke." Yeah, but there could be another reason. And I'm still we're still kind of having that argument, I think not me and my dad, just in general. Sidebar, I got to watch this trailer with my dad, and he's a lifelong fan. He saw Star Wars in 78, and he took me to see it. So for me, it was like, this is really cool getting to watch this with my dad. I was geeking out. He's geeking out. It was a good time. But anyway, now we're at a point, I think, as fans where we're like, okay, he does need to leave Tatooine. Mm-hmm. Because we've seen a lot of Tatooine already. Like, we've got episode 1, episode 2, a piece of episode 3, just half of episode 4. It's mentioned in episode 5, and the first 35 minutes are episode 6, and the end of episode 9. So, not to mention Boba and Mando. We've seen so much of Tatooine that we don't need any more Tatooine. And for me, the sooner he gets off planet, the better. And if it's the Daiyu, awesome. I'm thinking Daiyu is going to just be a stepping stone. Mm-hmm. I personally would like to see him go from Tatooine to Daiyu to Alderaan, to kind of get these Jimmy Smits rumors up and going, and all that good stuff. So for me, I think we'll spend a little bit of time on here, one episode maybe.
All right, I like that. And I'm excited though. I'm excited to see this new planet, and it looks like it's going to be great visually.
It does look very cool.
It honestly gives me I can't remember what the planet is in Loki, where Loki and the female Loki go to. It kind of gives me those vibes.
I remember the
as
planet.
far as like lighting and everything goes, but
yeah, very cool, conceptual. Looks like Times Square. Tokyo to me, and then they said Hong Kong. So very cool, very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, last image, and then we'll get to the trailer, and it's the one that came today. Our first look at the Sith Lord, Darth Vader. He's back. He is back, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the quote. In our exclusive image above, which you can't see it if you're listening, but hey, you know what it looks like. In our exclusive image, we see Vader appearing to emerge from his meditation chamber, which begs the question, since the meditation chamber allows the Sith Lord to remove his helmet, might this mean we will catch a glimpse of Vader without his mask on in Obi-Wan Kenobi? And Hayden Christensen spoke with Entertainment Weekly. He said, I wish I could tell you, with a coy smile on his face, I'm sworn to secrecy, which means we're probably going to see him without the helmet on. As for the kind of Dark Lord we'll see in the series, that helps fill in the gap of the time between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. Christensen is more straightforward. We're going to see a very powerful Vader, promises the actor. While it sounds like there's a chance we may see Vader unmasked, how much Vader in general will we actually see on the show? Here's the quotes. His shadow is cast across so much of what we do, series writer Joby Harold teases, and the degree of his proximity to that shadow is something that we'll discover. But he is very much a part of the show, emotionally for Obi-Wan and possibly beyond that as well. I love everything that I just read there. All of that sounds fantastic. It sounds like they have a perfect grasp of what Vader needs to be in this series. What do you think? First of all, hold on, backtrack. The image is incredible. It is incredible. Okay, now DJ, what do you got?
Speaking of the image, I saw a comparison to it from that one from Empire in the carbon freezing chamber, and you look at it, and my first thought was that looks just like Empire, and then I saw side by side with it, and I was like, well, that's definitely not Empire. That's freaking Hayden Christensen in the suit. I like to brag about this. I got to see Star Wars in concert when it was like 2008. I was like a freshman in high school, and I got to see the Episode 3 Darth Vader suit in a big glass case at a big museum tour thing they were doing with Star Wars in concert. Mm-hmm. So for me, I'm looking at it thinking, man, that doesn't look like the Episode 3 Vader suit. And I'm okay with that, because the fact of the matter is this is a different era of Darth Vader. People love to see a distressed, masked Vader or a mask torn off, looking at Ahsoka from Rebels. So anything that gives us a new look at Vader and even a new Vader suit is cool to me. So, and I told my wife today, I had to geek out. I was like, by the way, Vader image was released today and Hayden Christensen in the suit, and I'm trying to hide my excitement. And she was like, go ahead, freak out. And I was like, okay. And I freaked out. It was great. So
that's awesome.
Anyway, I will now take off my Vader helmet because this did not fit on my head. This was poorly planned, by the way. But anyway, you know what? That ain't too bad. Oh my gosh.
It looks bad to the side, man.
We'll just put this back down here on the shelf.
I'm just playing with you, man. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see Hayden Christensen not only return, but just Darth Vader himself return. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. And I can't wait to actually see some footage of the guy in the thing. Yes. That was one thing that I mentioned in the reaction video that I did exclusively on YouTube, by the way, if you're listening on our podcast platforms. The reaction video, I said I was trying to manifest seeing Vader actually in the trailer. But hey, we didn't get it. It didn't bother me one bit. And if you watch the reaction, you know it didn't bother me one bit. Man, that may have been the most excited I've ever been watching a trailer.
You geeked out way harder than I thought you were going to. I remember I'm watching it with my dad, and I was like, Caleb is not going to geek out real hard. And then I went and watched it later that night, and I was like, Oh my gosh. Caleb lost his ever loving mind. I was like, okay, I sit corrected, you
Hey,
know.
you give me Kenobi, played by Ewan McGregor, and Hayden Christensen coming back. Yeah, I'm geeking out. I'm
Fair
geeking out.
enough.
All right, that wraps up all of the images, so it's time for us to get to the trailer. So what I have done is I have just kind of pulled key images from the trailer to try to kind of guide our discussion. I have some notes and stuff in the show notes that we usually run through if we need to look at it, but honestly, if we feel the need to just kind of take it image by image, that's fine with me, if you're cool with that, DJ, and we'll just kind of break it down that route. The first thing that stood out to me as far as the trailer goes is, I mean, the opening of him being with that Eopie that, again, we have kind of considered is probably the same one, maybe, hopefully. I don't know what the life expectancy is of these creatures, but it was very cool to see him guide that thing through the streets of Tatooine, but then also to kind of see him just riding it out in the open desert. What did you think of the opener of this teaser trailer that we got?
I love my second or third time watching it, I was very impressed with the way the perspective of the camera shifted from, you know, the foreground being in focus to the background being in focus. First shot right off the bat, I really enjoyed watching the sand blow through there. And I know it's something tiny, but it just it reminds you, okay, we're on Tatooine. Then next thing I notice is, other than Obi-Wan in the background, is the two suns. You got the twin suns pure right there in the top left. I mean, it's just perfect looking. So after that, watching Obi-Wan walk up, it's just setting the tone of where we are going to find Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And I love how they did it.
And I also think with all of the shots we see of Obi-Wan, well, not all of them, but most of them, you get a sense of how lonely he probably is.
Oh, I mean, he has to be.
I mean, he's got there's one shot where he's on that transport and he's just got his arms crossed and head down, and you're just like, man, this dude is probably not doing well. I'm
a very empathetic person. Like, if you cry, I'm probably going to cry with you. And watching, like, even just thinking about the way he looks on that train or whatever it is, you know, I'm just like, Obi-Wan, like, come on, man, let's go get a taco.
Yeah.
Like, let's get tacos make everything.
Let's go.
Oh, don't tell me you've never had a sadness taco.
Oh, hey, no, I subscribe to that.
It lifted your spirits, didn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing like a good taco. I'm just saying. But anyway, I love this opening shot. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, and I do want to mention this as far as the dialogue that's going on in these moments. Obi-Wan is saying the fight is done. We lost, before it kind of transitions to the next thing. Of course, my mind goes to, who is Obi-Wan talking to in that moment? It would certainly make sense that maybe he's talking to Yoda or maybe Qui-Gon somehow. Maybe one of them are trying to motivate him to do something new, something different, or the next steps. That's probably just a reach. It's probably somebody not as massive as that, but I mean, that's where my head goes, and that's probably the people that made the trailer. They designed it to make you think that that's what could happen. So I don't think I'm alone in thinking that. What are your thoughts on maybe what this dialogue is indicating?
I think I just created my own theory.
Let's hear it.
So what if Obi-Wan tries to take on a Padawan while he's in hiding, and the person we see hanging later is his Padawan that's been killed?
That would be tough.
This dialogue is him talking to the Padawan before the Padawan dies.
Man,
that'd be rough, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be really rough. I don't know if I would if I expect that much brutality.
Well, I mean, you can show a hanging and it still get the PG-13. I mean, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be freaking Adam Driver in the Last Night. If you've seen that,
The Last Duel.
Brutal. Last Duel.
I still haven't seen it. I need to watch it. I want to I want to be in the right mindset before I watch it, because I know it's probably like anytime it's a long movie, I want to make sure that I watch it in one sitting. So
there's really no right mindset for that movie.
Oh,
I mean, you could be having the best day of your life and go in there and be totally depressed by the time you finish it.
Oh gosh.
Movie.
Hey,
yeah,
well,
It's one of the most depressing movies I've ever seen.
You can always be in the right mindset to watch this Kenobi trailer. I do know that.
Did y'all see Paul Blart go by on that Segway? That was nuts.
Next up in this trailer is the moment when I knew that this trailer was going to be absolutely epic. Our boy, Luke Skywalker. He's practicing riding on a bantha. No, he's probably practicing.
Oh, he's not.
He's probably practicing riding on something like a
pod racer, Caleb.
Pod racer, really? Is that? Does he have the goggles on?
Yes,
he does.
How are you?
I missed it.
Are you not seeing the connection to baby Jake Lloyd?
Dude, I love that.
He's on.
I hadn't even thought of that.
Okay. Oh, how? I've seen it everywhere today.
See, I thought he was just imagining being a pilot of a ship.
I mean, he might be, but to me, right now, that kid is pretending he is in a pod race.
I like that better.
Look at how he's dressed. I mean, he's got. I remember I watched this with my dad, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's baby Luke!" And then I said, "Oh, he's got on Anakin's leg warmers," and I just kept freaking out. He is right now. This little Luke Skywalker here. He is 100% Anakin Skywalker in my head right now, and will stay that way until I am dead. That is interesting. That is the coolest thing in the world to me. I love, love, love this image so much.
Yeah, no, I love it too. And again, the emotions at this moment, I knew we were in for a ride.
I just want to stare at it forever. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, no, it's pretty incredible. Now, I do have one just thought on this. I feel like looking at the actor, or the portrayal at least, he's at an age where he would probably remember running into Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe they don't necessarily cross paths. Maybe he just hears about him through Uncle Owen, but I don't know if they're going to come face to face. Because I had always thought that maybe they would portray Luke at an age where, it's one of those moments where I think I met him, but did I really meet him, because he was just so young and he doesn't really remember every single detail. I thought maybe they could have toyed that line, but I don't know. I'm not necessarily expecting them to come face to face. Do you have a different opinion?
I think they do need to come face to face.
Okay.
I think Owen and Luke will be in like Mos Espa or Mos Eisley one day, and they bump into old Ben, and make no mistake, he's going to be Ben before this thing's all off the ground. And not to mention, his code name in a Clone Wars episode while he was deep undercover was Ben, when he swapped faces with that bounty hunter. Yeah. And he was Ben there. So he knows he's still Ben as an alias. So I think they will meet. I think that, that will be like, him and Edgerton are going to get into it. They're going to be like, you stay away. This is my kid.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a comic somewhere, whether it's Legends or canon, I don't know, but it's Uncle Owen just getting into it with Kenobi, and he's just like, you stay away. This is my family. This is my house. You've already ruined this family with one Skywalker. Do you really want to do it again?
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see that in live action. And I think those the acting chops of Edgerton that Deborah Chow said, thank you, George, for casting. That's what I think. I don't know. I'm sorry, Caleb.
No, I could see that. I could see that 100%. I mean, I've always been aware of that, and I've always liked that story as far as them kind of butting heads. And I think even in my next little thing here in the note was the next dialogue was stay hidden. And I thought that it would make sense for Obi-Wan before he bounces and goes to that new planet to approach Uncle Owen and say that line of make sure you stay hidden. And I could see Uncle Owen taking that as, look, dude, I know how to handle this. You can kind of back off, man.
Yeah, that's exactly how I see that going. That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's see. Before we go to the next thing, RFB says pod race, so he's agreeing with you. Miss Sunflower says Luke will be on, I don't know what that, Periphery. Sorry, I see it now. Luke will be on Periphery. He will definitely meet Kenobi, and that will cause an argument with Uncle Owen.
Love it.
I could see it. Okay, next is the Grand Inquisitor says the key to hunting Jedi is patience, and we get this look at the Inquisitor Temple, is what I'm just going to call it for right now. The only question that I have about it right now is there a connection to Rebels with this? Like, have we seen this before?
I don't recall seeing this image.
I don't either.
But the ship that's flying into it is very reminiscent of, the concept art that released a while back. The one thing about this temple that does seem familiar is it looks a lot like Vader's temple from Mustafar. Mm-hmm. It's very similar in style, but beyond that, I don't think so. Not to Rebels anyway that I'm aware of.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure because you never know. It's been a minute since I've been able to get a viewing of Rebels in. Okay, next image that I have is an actual close-up of the Grand Inquisitor. It is Rubert Friend. I know people online are like, oh, this looks nothing like the Grand Inquisitor. He looks horrible. He doesn't look like... I mean, the face structure is definitely not similar. It's not something that bothers me, though. I mean, they've displayed already in shows and things like that they don't necessarily line up their live-action portrayals perfectly with animation. But what do you think on that, DJ?
I'm bothered by it.
Man. Okay.
So I may or may not have teased this a minute ago. I am overall not impressed by these Inquisitors at all. And here's my reason for the Grand Inquisitor. His species has been seen in live action before in episode 3 on Utapau. And that guy
That's a good point.
That guy looks exactly like it does in Rebels. So why was it so hard to make it look right here? And
probably because he's got a lot of action scenes and they can't do that same, I don't know, makeup job.
I think if that's the reason, that seems like, sorry, Caleb, this seems like a bogus reason to me.
I'm just coming up with points, man.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, I'm here to have the conversation, but this to me just, man, I'm underwhelmed still because it just looks like, I don't know, it just looks like a Halloween mask to me. It just doesn't look very good. And here's the thing. I'm floored by this show. Kenobi looks great. Kenobi himself, Vader looks great. All that stuff is, and even the one little red lightsaber flash or a couple of red lightsaber flashes we got, I thought, okay, cool. But the Inquisitors, I'm not threatened. I'm just not.
Fair enough.
Yeah, sorry,
Fair
guys.
enough. I think we'll see. It's one of those moments where it's kind of okay. We're disconnecting a little bit, but it's going to connect. Nashville Predators, they had these Stadium Series jerseys that look horrible, but then when they wear them on the ice and while they're playing, it looks way better. So it might be one of those scenarios like once we start to see the action and we actually see the show moving and in motion, maybe it'll click. Maybe it'll click. Okay, next. Well, first of all, great insight in the chat, if correct, and RFB is saying it's correct, so I'm assuming it is. Miss Sunflower says, Fortress Inquisitorius.
Ooh.
I like that. Says, Jedi Fallen Order, this is on planet Nor? Question mark?
Oh, I remember this. I remember this vaguely. Yeah.
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 Great stuff there. This is why on socials and everywhere I always mention you got to be here in the chat to help us. That's why we're all hosts and co-hosts and part of this show. So keep bringing that analysis because I guarantee you I'm probably gonna miss other stuff too for sure.
Me too.
Next image that I have from the trailer. They did, in my opinion at least, I don't know what DJ's going to say, they did nail the meeting room that the Inquisitors are located in. Beautiful location, perfect location, and I love the stormtroopers in the background setting the stakes.
Is it underwater?
It certainly looks that way.
Wow, I'm just now seeing, because I know you're pulling up the images for us on YouTube, but I'm scrubbing along the actual trailer as we're going.
Yeah.
So, this is beautiful.
Nice.
It's very, very Sithy, very Sithy, very Imperial. And you know what's I'm actually noticing here is that we've got a sister, and a brother.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like that this one little is that a extended like fork almost that's kind of like the top of a really cool chair right there
Yes,
next. Okay, so
I think.
but anyway, this to me looks like where Vader or the Grand Inquisitor might sit in the event of a meeting. All of this looks really cool. I love it when the floors in Star Wars are shiny.
Absolutely.
I don't know. It's cool. I don't know why. Like, I wish my floor was shiny like that. Can you imagine the upkeep? Ugh, that'd be horrible.
Oh, that'd be tough. That'd be absolutely tough.
My inner janitor wants to quit. But okay, all that to say, I'm just kind of basking in the greatness that is this image. It's fantastic. I love the way this looks.
Absolutely. The fifth brother is spotted in this shot, and of course we get another shot of him later in the trailer. So we'll get to that in a moment. The next thing that I have here from the trailer is this image of that hanging. And the only thing that I wanted to mention was that's not something I expected to see in this trailer. That's pretty brutal. And I'm very surprised that was included on it, but hey, it sets the stakes, it sets the tone. Anything, I know you've already spoken on this, but anything else you want to add to it?
I bet Obi-Wan is present when the hanging happens, but no, other than that, no.
Okay, and then the next thing that we get is our teaser trailer look at Joel Edgerton as Uncle Owen. He looks great, looks the part. Can't wait to see the performance that he delivers.
Just makes me smile. I just love it.
Yeah. The next image that I pulled was I'm already blanking on her name. Reva. Inquisitor Reva on this new planet. And again, it's given us more visuals as far as what to expect when we get there. Nothing really to add to that. DJ, do you have anything to add to that spot?
Just that as a whole, I mean, it's really cool the aspect of what they've got going on here, because she's gonna, probably sense something's going on, and that's why they have their little showdown, her and Edgerton. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, next image. I like this one. I really like this one. Of course, Game of Thrones in me. Indira Varma as an Imperial officer. Originally I thought that she was going to be an Inquisitor. I
think a lot of people did.
She may have been able to. I feel like maybe if she had been the Inquisitor, maybe DJ, you would have felt more intimidated by her, because Indira Varma just kind of gives off that intimidation kind of vibe, and almost like all of the things that I've seen her in, especially Game of Thrones. So we'll see, though. I can't wait to see this character. What were your overall impressions of seeing this character for the first time?
I was glad to see this character. I somehow remembered her name as soon as I was like, "Oh, that's Indira Varma," because I've never seen Game of Thrones. I don't think I've seen anything else with her in it. But here's the thing that I was really drawn to: not so much her character, because I've seen set leaks of her in this uniform.
Yeah.
So there's that. But the thing to me is the background. It looks like grass and cactus. It actually looks like parts of Texas, if I'm being honest. I mean, just being truthful. I mean, it looks like parts of Arizona and California even. I mean, obviously it's probably California, but I think that this is one more planet we get to go to. And so why she's there, I don't know. I couldn't begin to tell you, but I think that I am intimidated by her. I'm just not intimidated by any of the Inquisitors.
Okay. Hey, there's one villain in the trailer that you are intimidated by. Let's go. Let's go. It's positive. It's a positive. Yeah. Okay. Next thing that we've got is this image of the Grand Inquisitor with his famous lightsaber. And I do have some dialogue that we've kind of skipped over here. He says, "The key to hunting Jedi is patience. Jedi cannot help what they are. Their compassion leaves a trail. The Jedi code is like an itch. He cannot help it. Where is he?" And he's asking this dude in this image that I have no clue who it is, but I'm dying to know who it is, because it looks like he's got something going on attached to the back of his head. Don't know what's going on with this guy. You got any insight for me?
I have minute amounts of insight, maybe. Okay. The one thing that I've seen a lot of speculation about online is that could be Tamara Morrison.
Oh.
And yeah, so that gives you the immediate, well, is it Rex? Is it Cody? It's not Cody because Cody had a full head of hair.
Yeah.
But it could, I guess it could be Rex. He technically has blonde hair, but whatever. He could shave it for all we know. I mean, he does go bald actually by the time we get to Rebels, so he probably shaves it somewhere along the way. So for me, this image, I'll say that we get a better look at the Grand Inquisitor. It looks a little bit better. Looks, I'm still not like fully intimidated. But I do, with the spinning, the helicopter lightsaber. It's
let's try spinning. That's a neat trick.
It's like, why not? I mean, I'll take some spinning lightsabers again. I mean, I hated it in Rebels initially, but now when I go back and watch it, and I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was watching the trailer at first. I was like, okay, that's all right. And then I remember I follow former ABC correspondent Clayton Sandell on Twitter, and he tweeted helicopter lightsabers. That was it. That's all he tweeted. And I was like, okay, yeah. We're back. It was good stuff.
Miss Sunflower throws in a predictionary thought. Looks like Echo?
Ooh. Hey,
I could see that
live action. Okay.
I could see that for sure.
Yeah, give me some live action Echo.
Hey,
yeah,
they're diving hard into Rebels, so why not dive hard into Clone Wars and Bad Batch some more?
Ooh.
Let's go.
Okay, hold on. We could get like a little nod to them saying like, what happened to your other clone brothers? And they're like, we don't talk about that, or they fell or whatever. So like maybe if Echo survives, it's like Wrecker's gone, Tech's gone, all this, and I don't want to go there. It could be Omega. I was gonna say Omega could show up, but like, why?
Nope. No, we're not doing. We're not doing that again, guys. We're not doing it. Okay, we did it with the Book of Boba Fett. We had this large list of all of these characters that were gonna show up.
Worst idea.
Moving on. Move along. Okay. Next image. We do have that official shot of the fifth brother. It looks like he is with a legion of troopers behind him. Looks like he's on that planet of Dio. Looks like that's the place that he's on. So that seems like all of these Inquisitors are working together, maybe going to the same locations occasionally because Reva's there at some point. Great shot. You weren't convinced with this portrayal?
It's a very beautiful shot. Let me say that first. I like seeing it. Reminds me of that abandoned Star Wars TV show that had been rumored to be in the works from years ago.
I like it.
So I don't know if they're like pulling that back in or not, but it sure looks neat. I will say I'm more intimidated by the stormtroopers than I am this Inquisitor. I just, I'm sorry about. Listen, May 25th. My mind might change, guys. Okay, just hold out with me. All right, but for now, this guy just kind of looks like he's a green bean with like a wedgie. I don't know how else to put it. He looks like he's got a wedgie. I just,
we didn't know we were going there this evening.
when Caleb asked me to join Mando Talk, of the things that could have been mentioned on the show, wedgie was not one of the things he thought would come up. But here we are, me talking about this Inquisitor looks like he's got a wedgie. And a Hey Arnold head for a hat. Welcome to the roast of the Inquisitors starring me.
But, yeah, man. It doesn't sound like you geeked out to this trailer, dude.
Oh, no. Trust me, I geeked out, but I was like, yeah, get rid of the Inquisitors. Get rid of the Inquisitors. I'm just like,
so you just want Vader. Don't we all, though?
I think I just want Kenobi. I mean, I really just think I want Kenobi. But I know that we need an antagonist. And if we get 7 different antagonists and they all have helicopter lightsabers and they kind of look like they got wedgies, awesome. I'll take it. I'm all for it. Fun fact on the Star Wars Episode 2 behind the scenes, when they draw, like they showed Doug Chain drawing Obi-Wan Starfighter, that particular digital web short, whatever it's called, is called Wedgie It Out.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it.
Anyway,
moving on. Moving along.
Move on.
Next shot in the trailer is our new Inquisitor Reva. I think I keep going back and forth with Reva to Reva, so it is what it is. It is what it is. She's attacking somebody. It looks like a single-bladed saber, again, unless something surprisingly shoots out the other end. Who knows? But
it's kind of short.
I liked this shot. I liked the...
This shot's cool.
Yeah. Intimidation is brewing, potentially. Okay, all right. Then we get this image of, I don't know which Inquisitor it is. If I had to guess, it's Reva. Putting her or his, depending on who the character is, hand on this sketch that's put on the side of like a wall or who knows what. I didn't have an opportunity. I really wanted to dissect it and look at that image more, but I didn't have an opportunity before we went live. Is that sketch of anything that we've seen before?
So I'm looking at it now and trying to like pause it in just the right place. So for me, what it looks like is the Jedi symbol.
Yeah.
That it looks like the classic image for the Return of the Jedi poster was that, lightsaber up in the air. And then they adopted that obviously for the Clone War series and all that stuff. So to me, it looks like the symbol of the Jedi. I can't see another reason like why they would choose this weird, image.
Yeah.
So for me, it's going to be the image of the Jedi Order.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of where my headspace was going, and I guess that connects to my potential theory of her having some connection to the Jedi Order in the past, and maybe that's why she's grazing her hand on the icon for...
Well, don't forget that Inquisitors are all fallen Jedi.
Facts. That's a good point.
I mean, they all are. So,
yeah,
there's that.
So there is a connection there already, regardless. Okay, next image, next frame that I grabbed from the trailer is Reva coming face to face with someone with a rifle. It doesn't scroll up enough to show who that face is. Are we led to believe that it's Kenobi? You're muted.
Sorry,
there you are.
I had to adjust the microphone. Put back. I do think it's Obi-Wan because we kind of have entered into this he's abandoned all hope kind of scenario.
Yeah.
And that would mean, well, he can't carry around a lightsaber. And Kanan Jarrus used a blaster all throughout Rebels. And Kenobi knows how to use a blaster. I mean, that's how he killed Grievous. So
yeah. Well, and I also
possible.
think that we got a shot in the trailer where Kenobi was using that blaster.
It's the next
on
shot.
The roof.
Yeah, it's the very next shot.
So and I have a question about the next shot too. There were like these creatures that start flying. I thought they looked like convors. I don't know if that's legit or not.
What's a convor?
The bird that Morai.
The owls.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Okay.
They look just like that.
I know people are going crazy like, oh, is Ahsoka coming back? But that doesn't necessarily mean that she's involved because she has that one specific one that kind of sticks with her. But hey, it's a nice little connection.
I don't know. I mean, I really honestly think Ahsoka could show up in this.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to jump full on the bandwagon, but
here we go, making the list of characters again. I'm just playing.
Well, I mean, she's more likely than Omega.
Yeah, absolutely.
and more likely than Echo even. I mean, I do think that we will see a clone in the show, and I hope it has to be Tim. But, as far as these owl-looking birds or whatever, there's a weird-looking bird. As far as they go, I'm just going to go ahead and say that this is an indication that something important is going to happen with the Jedi spirit world, I guess. I don't know how else to call it, but to me, that's what this says. That little image of the birds.
Yeah.
I could honestly talk about that a lot more, but I don't think it's worth the time.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, the last thing that I have here, the last image, is the final shot that we get of Kenobi just kind of grazing, looking upward. Don't know what's really going on here, but again, at this moment, and I cannot believe I've waited all the way until now to say this. I don't know what it's called, but the Order 66 notes start hitting whenever it shows the title card, and I can't wait. We've waited until the very end of this stream and breakdown to say this. My goodness gracious, the sound mix of this trailer was kissed by God. It was absolutely amazing. It was amazing. Like, there's nothing else to be said about it.
I can't believe we waited this long to say something too, to be honest with you. I, again, watched this with my dad in my parents' living room, and Lucasfilm comes up and it's
yeah,
like, it's Duel of the Fates.
Yeah.
It was mixed with Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
Okay.
From Revenge of the Sith.
Well, and also I felt like the opener of the trailer, I heard a little Attack of the Clones notes too.
Which one?
Like,
you talking Across the Stars?
I'm blanking on it. No, it wasn't that. I'm totally blanking on the title of it right now.
Oh, Caleb.
I know. I know.
I mean, I can pull
it's
up
just
Spotify
like it's
right
just
now.
like 2 beats where it's just real quick and it moves on to the next thing. If somebody in the chat knows, please let us know, because I'm not, obviously because of copyright reasons, I can't play it right now for us to be able to hear it. But hey, nah. Miss Sunflower said "Kissed by John Williams." Yeah, that's more like it.
I'm looking here, maybe like Django's Escape, or
I can't remember what it's called.
Maybe Love Pledge in the Arena.
We'll have to play it back and try to ID it off stream.
I think we should actually end the stream by watching the trailer together. I think that would be
be great.
I think it'd be very beneficial for everybody.
Man, that's hey, that's fine. That's fine. I would have to I'll need to do some quick edits here to be able to get the trailer up and
I can talk more about Eopies to kill time if you need me
to. That's
to.
cool, but let's do this. Let's do this. Let's wrap up our podcast listening experience, and then tell you what, we'll make it like a live stream exclusive here. If you want to be able to watch the trailer with us, to experience it with us, we'll end the stream by doing that, but we'll go ahead and we'll start to end the podcast recording now. How about that? I think the flow of that,
I think that works.
The flow of that is nice and easy. So any other just analysis, breakdown, general thoughts on this trailer from you, DJ?
Darth Vader's breathing.
Yes, good call.
And then the Disney Plus logo with the lightsaber was really cool.
It was really cool, but then I also immediately thought of the Disney Channel wand stick. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that exact thing came to my head too. Yeah, I mean, it was I honestly don't know what else to say. This I almost said movie. This show is going to cure the pandemic.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see how we all get to react to it, and the trailer just makes me so happy. That's all else I can say about it. It's not even an analysis. It's cool. That's it. It's just cool.
Oh, absolutely. All right, well, listen, we appreciate, and again, if you're live with us, we'll watch the trailer to end the stream, so don't go anywhere. But podcast listeners, we appreciate you checking us out and listening to our breakdown, our analysis, and let us know what you think. Let us know in Discord. We've got that link in our description. And tell you what, if you haven't, though, I am saying this to everybody, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that. We have now set a goal of 200 subs by the Obi-Wan Kenobi series premiere. Yes. I believe we said 100 by the Book of Boba Fett, and we surpassed that. So now let's surpass 200 for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I think that goal is attainable, and please help us do that.
Yes.
Okay. That's really all I have to say, folks. So let's wrap it up. We appreciate you listening, and as always, we have spoken. Live streamers, let's go. We get to watch a trailer together. Let's do it. Okay, let's see if I can get this to pull up, DJ. You kind of put me on the spot here, but it's all good.
I did. Well, you should have anticipated the desire.
I should have. And I think RFB initially in the stream said something about we should watch it together, and
he gave me the idea.
Yeah, I immediately thought, like, why did I not think of that? That's just silly of me to not think of that.
It happens from time to time. You know what else happens from time to time?
What's that?
EOP farts. What are they feeding the EOP that I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna ramble about
Oh, you're gonna have to for me to be able to get this trailer pulled up.
No one wants to hear me ramble about EOP farts, but I will say this. I think that what we're gonna get further from this TV show is we're gonna definitely get some more Jawas. I don't know why. We're on Tatooine. We got to see Jawas. I'm looking forward to hearing Aunt Beru say more than like 6 lines. Because that's always good to hear Aunt Beru talk. Aunt Beru, honestly, to me, she's a hero. And we just celebrated International Women's Day, and I'm retroactively giving a shout out to Aunt Beru for raising Luke to be the young man that we know him to be in episode 4, 5, and 6. Without Aunt Beru, there's no Star Wars story. I'm just going to be real honest with you. And then without even Uncle Owen, there is also no Star Wars story. Luke's adoptive parents are exactly who he needed. And I think that will be evident by the fact that Obi-Wan was in his sad boy feels for quite a long time in his cave. Also, if you're still in the live chat, tell me, where do you think and who do you think Obi-Wan got his hut from? Like, who do you think he bought it? Do you think he just showed up and just took it by storm? You know, I mean, what are your thoughts on how Obi-Wan got his house? Did he just straight up pay for it? Did he sell the EOP to buy the house? I hope not, because what we need are more EOPs in our lives. We know that by the time we get to episode 4, he no longer has the EOP. So the lifespan of an EOP is less than 19 years, clearly. There's that. What else can I talk about for a minute?
I almost got it ready. Don't worry. Man, all these people sticking around with us to watch this trailer. Shout out to you.
Yeah. Let's also talk about this, okay? Has anybody ever gotten sponsored ads on Instagram for weird hooded cloak type jackets on Amazon? Am I the only one? Have y'all seen these? It's like Amazon wants me to be a cosplayer so bad. And I'm like, I don't want to be a cosplayer. I have nothing against cosplayers. I think what they do are incredible. But I will say that I don't think I could do that very well. Okay, final thing I'm going to show off here because I can and we have time. Episode 1, Obi-Wan Kenobi Black Series. Okay, lightsaber still in the box, although I have taken it out of the box multiple times. And finally, my episode 1/episode 2 Obi-Wan Black Series lightsaber. It is one of my favorite. It is one of my favorite things. Oh, hold on. Let me turn off the light. It looks so much better without the light.
Oh, do it.
Hi, everybody.
Dude, the Star Wars sign in the back, man, looks great.
It glows.
Looks great.
Someone send me a screenshot of me. Anyway, that's all I have to say about these random things I own.
Man, for on the fly, I feel like I did a pretty good job of lining that up. I tried my best, folks. You know, I usually try so hard to make the quality of everything so good, and this quality might not be the greatest, but hey, it is the greatest to be able to watch a Obi-Wan Kenobi series trailer together. So let's do it. Are you ready to punch it? You got it. No, do you have it pulled up?
I had it pulled up, but I had to kill time for the last few minutes to talk. So no, I'm not ready.
Okay, well, when you get it there, Michelle says, just got home and missed the show. I'll be doing a rewatch, though. Appreciate that, and I'm glad you're here. Michelle. You're here just in time for a live stream exclusive of us actually just watching the trailer to end this thing. So, hey, you're showing up at a perfect time. Always a good time. Okay, I think we're ready. I'm
ready.
Let's do our 3, 2, 1 thing.
Okay. On punch it.
On it. On it.
Got it.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Punch it.
I'm already smiling. EOP.
The fight is done.
We lost. Such a great shot.
I can't get over the music. Baby Luke.
Stay.
Okay, he's pod racing.
the key.
Come on, the ship's intimidating.
Jedi
I love the ship.
Okay.
I like the ship.
is patience. Jedi cannot help what they are. Their compassion leaves a trail.
What's VT7?
I have no
Jedi
idea.
code is like an itch. He cannot help it.
You know, that's a new
Where
droid.
is he?
Yes. And it gives me Rex vibes.
Escape pods. We didn't talk about those escape pods.
No. Unreal.
That's good stuff.
Unreal.
That's good stuff, man.
Dude. We forgot. We did this to listen to the first 5 seconds of the sound notes. Was that not the inspiration behind doing this?
I didn't care. I did hear a few of those notes that you were talking about that it kind of felt a little Attack of the Clonesy. I did
At the very beginning. You
that
yeah.
or the little chimes. Hold on, I'm playing it back. Oh, Camino.
Yes, the
It's
the first 2 seconds.
Yes. No, I did.
I'm gonna play it for our live listeners so you can hear it off
I
of
hear it
my
now.
end. So
Yeah.
listen to this and I'll try to point it out again. Right there.
It's that mysterious, there's something else going on type
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
And I hear it now. It is very reminiscent of Camino for sure. There's going to be a lot of prequely things in this,
Yeah.
like they know who's watching this show. So
Yeah.
it's going to be really cool.
Man, something I just thought of too while we were watching that back. One thing I wanted to point out, I know we've probably concluded that it is in fact Kenobi that's standing across from Reva as far as that showdown goes, but the way that he's standing, I thought for a second, man, that kind of gives the persona of Andor. I know it's not, but that's just kind of what I thought of too, was like, okay, that gives me some Andor vibes.
Do you mean whenever she pulls the lightsaber out? on
No,
that
I'm
guy?
talking about in the alley whenever that image of somebody holding a
yeah,
pistol.
It does look like Cassian a little bit.
Yeah,
there.
I got those kind of vibes. That was one thing that I wanted to point out. Second thing, I was trying to say it while the trailer was rolling. The droid gives me Rex vibes, I guess just because the color of that droid that we're probably going to become more familiar with. Let's see. Michelle says those are the first notes we hear in A New Hope to when Kenobi takes off his hood, I think.
Oh yeah, that those little
Yeah.
chimes. Yeah. That's that. I'm curious if John Williams took that to be part of his Obi-Wan Kenobi theme that has been, when that thing drops, I mean, friggin' John Williams is going to walk out of here with a Grammy.
I hope, man. He needs to.
He deserves
he needs
it.
to.
It's John. First of all, it's John Williams. He's the best. Everybody knows that. But
Yeah,
at the same
yeah.
time, even this probably wasn't his music, by the way. I mean, somebody just mixed this together more than likely. I mean, look at that guy,
Yep.
Samuel Kim on Spotify. I mean, he mixes stuff all the time. And he kind of is credited with all the trailer music. So, I mean, it just could be one of those things. But regardless, this is the most standout trailer ever for me.
Oh, and again, that's a conversation we need to have, man, as far as is this, because Ryan V said it earlier. He said this is the best trailer Star Wars ever.
He did.
Hey, I can see it. I can see it.
We had a few people join the chat too.
I know.
John Hare, who did the same Jonathan Hare who made our intro music. Can't watch because he's on a forklift, but he's
Hey.
still listening. Appreciate that, John.
John, little info since you're a live listener here. I got my forklift license like 3 or 4 years ago, so it's probably expired at this point.
Huh. I never had my license, but I've driven a forklift before.
Oh, nice.
I worked for this guy who owned a lawnmower shop, and he had me drive it. And I was like, Eric, I do not want to drive this. Anyway, Rev Teak is back. He says it's crazy how these shows are as good quality as the movies. Oh,
that is true.
That's
true.
It's impressive. And then, do we know the name of the Imperial Officer? I don't think we have a name for her, do we?
Not that I know of, other than Miss Varma.
Yeah, and then Michelle says these are the first notes we hear in A New Hope. Yeah, you brought that up.
Blue Harvest, do you think it might be Price?
Ooh, no, because she's a governor of Lothal.
Yeah, I'm leaning against that.
Unless they for some weird reason go to Lothal, but I don't see them doing that.
Nah, but it'd be cool. Man, I'm thrilled that we just did that together. Honestly, that was kind of cool. That was just off the cuff. I apologize if you're bothered maybe by the quality as far as me cropping and moving things. Trust me, if you're new here, if you're watching this live and you're new, I promise I do my due diligence as far as quality goes. So don't think that that's what you can always expect.
It's very true.
But I that was awesome. It was awesome to be able to watch that trailer with all of you, and that is a perfect way to end the stream. Honestly,
I agree.
Anything you want to say? Because now we're speaking exclusively to our live audience, so we need to say something else to them. Anything you want to say?
We're the best. We're the best Star Wars show out there. So keep coming back to Mando Talk. I firmly believe we are the best show on the internet. I really do.
Hey, let's do it. Hey.
So y'all come back real soon. I hope Tuesday. I guess Tuesday be here.
What's Tuesday?
I don't know.
We're Thursdays, right? We're Thursdays.
Oh, excuse me.
I think.
Sorry.
See, we're still in that like Book of Boba Fett schedule.
I am in a Book of Boba Fett schedule. Yeah, that's my problem.
But that is a good plug. Remember, guys, that we are live every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's something that we can firmly commit to as far as just our schedule, our livelihood, and things like that right now. But
yes,
he did allude to Tuesdays. Trust me, when Kenobi comes back, those Tuesday prediction streams are coming back with it. So we're kind of slowing it down a little bit for right now, unless they keep cranking out content like this, that is. But we are just for right now going to Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you mark that in your calendar, and it would it's great to have you guys. It was great to do this. We got Michelle saying this just doesn't look like it was filmed in the volume. Looks so real. Absolutely. Blue Harvest Brick says great to have you back, guys. Yeah, thrilled to be back. And Rev Teak out of nowhere says amen. Into that. Oh wait, no. Sorry, Rev Teak, you were in here earlier. So I my bad. You didn't just show up out of nowhere, but you did say amen. And to that, I say amen.
Amen. Always.
Okay, let's get out of here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And until next time, next Thursday, that is, at the same time, you knuckleheads, we have spoken.